using nice watercolour paper and acrylics. I like you paint with watercolour. Drip paint into it and let the painting paint itself, half paint itself, like a watery based flowing liquid. My name's Ian Nichols and I'm a painter from a village called Darfield, which is near Barnsley in South Yorkshire. I've always been into drawing and then painting when I started at art college seriously, and it's just always been the thing that I've known that's what I want to do with my life. So I'm quite lucky in a way. The last few years I've started doing other things to feed into painting, virtual reality, and just started making models and small sculptures. I painted for a few years after I left college. Then I went to Chelsea in London, and then I went to the Royal College of Art. I went into computer games because they were just starting. I did that for about 10 years and sort of not drifted away from painting, but it's a hard thing to do a creative job and then in your spare time do creative artwork. For a long time I was sort of painting abstract paintings or semi-abstract paintings, but when I got back up north I started cycling around on the trails. Things started catching my eye and I just really wanted to paint a really simple thing like a tree or a river. I started painting landscapes, but they're not just normal landscapes. I collage things together digitally and then I'll print them out on my printer, which is not a brilliant printer, but the fact that it degrades a little bit and the colours aren't quite what you see on a screen, that's quite nice. I like that. And sometimes I paint upside down, and so it sort of distorts and degrades in this translation. Things get lost in translation, as I say. I don't use a vast range of brushes and tools. I've got about maybe 4 sizes of brush. I use one that's like I think it's a sign writer's brush. It's a really fine, long bristle. It's like a long bristle that you use for lines, and I really like using that. And then some larger brushes or a flat brush that's about that big. I entered 4 paintings and I got all 4 into the long list, and so I thought, oh, brilliant. But then I got that one shortlisted and there were still 40 paintings in the shortlist, and so I was just really happy that I'd got shortlisted and top 40 out of how many thousands. It was brilliant. And then the top 6, the category winners were announced, and I'd not won the landscape, so I just assumed that, well, okay, got shortlisted, great. And then I got a brilliant email saying I'd won it, so really big shock, yeah. It's not just one photograph that I worked from. I think it were about 3, thinking back. I got really interested in shapes of the pond green algae scum on surface of water, making really interesting patterns, which is an abstract painting. I'm not trying to capture a canal in terms of the fact that it's a disused canal, post-industrial, represents this, that and the other about the modern world. There's no that I liked it because of the shapes and the colours. I still think it's really important to try and keep that feeling of what it were like when you really were just copying Christmas cards when you were 7, or drawing spaceships when you were 15, or the simple enjoyment of painting pictures.